diversified, and the dynamics of the workforce have evolved significantly. So in this webinar, we'll explore the innovative strategies and solutions that are redefining the way we approach hiring, retention, and employee development. So our expert speakers will share their insights and experiences on how to effectively hire, engage, and retain the best talent in today's competitive environment. So to our audience, I would like to let you know that if you have any questions, comments, you put it in the chat box. So the chat box is open. So without further ado, I would like to introduce our guest speaker. So we have Peace Emelike. Peace, let me know if I pronounced that correctly. Peace Emelike.
Yes, it's Peace Emelike. Yes, you pronounced it well. Thank you.
Yeah. So Peace Emelike is a seasoned human resource professional with extensive experience in talent acquisition across diverse sectors. As the HR manager for ATB Group, which includes NotchHR, ATB Tech, and X3 Listen, Peace leverages a comprehensive knowledge to drive business process improvement and human capacity development. Our innovative approach includes the strategic utilization of technology to enhance organizational performance. Peace is known for exceptional communication, leadership, and people management skills. Our dedication to fostering a productive and engaged workforce has made significant impact within the organization she serves. Peace's passion for continuous improvement and her ability to effectively manage human resources has established her as a key contributor to ATB Group success. You're welcome, Peace. Nice to have you here. Peace, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I was trying to unmute, but I think it's needed me to wait for you to do that, actually. So yes, thank you very much
for the introduction. We have our next speaker, our second speaker, which is Olarunke Blaze. So Olarunke is a seasoned people and culture manager with extensive experience leading people strategies aligned with business objectives. Throughout her career, she has successfully built and scaled people teams from the ground up at financial technology startups, managing the entire employee lifecycle. As a global talent manager, Olarunke has experience recruiting technical and non-technical talent. She has also oversees key areas in the human resource process, including performance management, employee engagement, employer branding, people analytics, and driving diversity and inclusion initiatives. Olarunke holds a master's degree in management from the University of Lagos. She is a certified senior human resource professional, SPHRI, by the Human Resource Certification Institute, USA, and an associate member of the Chartered Institute of Personnel Management of Nigeria, CIPM, and the Institute of Strategic Management of Nigeria, ISMN. She currently serves as the head of people and culture at Indifina Technologies Limited, a credit infrastructure firm where she pioneered the development of their people and culture function. You're welcome, Olarunke.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so to kick off this session, start with our roundtable discussion. So, Olarunke, I would like to know what major shift have you observed in the job market post-pandemic?
Okay, so thank you for that question. Post-pandemic, I would say that would be around promotion of more benefits and flexibility, right? So people want more flexible work arrangement as opposed to fully on-site. Once maybe headhunting a candidate, reaching out to say, oh, this XYZ role is opened. It's, oh, what's the work model? Is it hybrid? Does it have an iota of flexibility in it? So I would say that is a major shift since post-COVID.
Okay, thank you, Olaronke. So please, what do you have to say about that?
So I think I'm just going to stay unmuted because I can't unmute myself.
Yes,
when
please,
I try
please
to.
stay unmuted, yes.
Okay. All right then. So yes, like she said, post-COVID, post-pandemic, the shift we've noticed, or I have noticed, has to do with the high demand for remote kind of work. So you try to recruit people now, and like she said, they will ask you what's the model, right? What's the work structure like? And then they don't want to hear it's fully on site. They want to hear it's either hybrid or it's fully remote. So they just want that flexibility. Nobody wants to be on the road every time to the office. And then also the high demand in tech. So these days, a lot of cybersecurity, data analysis, digital marketing, and all of that. So there's this high demand for the tech professionals post-COVID. So yeah, that's what I'll say I have noticed.
Okay. Thank you, Peace. Okay, so to Peace, to you again, Peace. What how would you talk about technology advancements and their impact on recruitment and retention strategy?
Okay, talking about technology advancement. Let me talk about recruitment. These days, we do not need candidates to come into the office for us to recruit them or for us to interview them. So thanks to, you're there, I'm here. We're not in the same room.
Yes.
Right? So this is one of the advancements we have, or technological advancements we have. We have Zoom, we have Teams, we have Google Meet. So that way a candidate can be anywhere in the world, and we'll just have our interview this way. And we know if that's a candidate one, go ahead, we ask all the questions we need to ask. So that has really helped with streamlining the process for recruitment. Then for retention as well, we have, again, we have things like this that help us. We also have technologies like, what's this now? The Microsoft OneDrive. We have like the Google Drive where employees do not have to come into the office again. They can always drop whatever documents they have there. So nobody is tired. It still brings about the flexibility and the retention. So they're not looking at every day I have to go into the office to attend to one thing or another. They can easily work on their laptops and drop the documents, and anybody can in the organization can have access to that. So it also aids employee retention. They're not looking at where to go to. They're not looking at moving to another organization where they have such flexibility. So yeah, so those are technological advancements, some of them that I can talk about right now that have helped.
So, Olaronke, do you like to add to that?
Yeah, so like Pete rightly stated, even now we have pre-recorded interviews. We have hiring softwares like the likes of HireView and a range of other pre-recording interview apps where you could either just schedule when you're available and then have this interview just sent over. And even in the advancement of technology, there is more flexibility, right, on both the candidate aspect and even for like the hiring manager. So before now, it used to be, it has to be a particular fixed date for interview. And then the employee that sends an email to say, they need to reschedule, things around that. But we have technology or scheduling apps that manage this process. So the likes of Calendly. So you just maybe during an interview session, you send an interview invite rather. You send this Calendly link. The candidate just easily books this interview based on their availability. And even if they need to reschedule for any reason, they could just do that from their own hand. And then the recruiter has the notification. So for retention, I would say technology has just aided this process in a lot of ways, right? We can use in the onboarding process. We could better manage onboarding. I was just looking up some research early this morning, and according to that, I think it's Oak Edge. It says 93% of new hires either stay or decide to leave because of the onboarding process. So how is onboarding better managed? So what I do in my organization is just creating like an onboarding workflow. So technology has aided that. There is a checklist where a new joiner comes on board. They just see XYZ things that need to be done, either before the pre-joining or during the onboarding or post onboarding. Technology has enhanced that, and I would even say still on onboarding as well. Just either just using a Google form for like 30-day check-in, 60-day check-in to manage the process to get feedback. So it has aided that process in getting feedback from employees.
Thank you. I have a particular question I want to ask. So I'd like to know, we have senior citizens that are in the workforce that are working, and some of them, or let me not say senior citizens, because this change is not, doesn't look at age. So we have employees that are actually difficult. They find it difficult to adjust. They are not easily adaptable. So, and then we have every day there are new trends, new technology that comes in. And as an HR manager, we just have to be aware of the technologies that are in vogue that we need to use to make our work easier and faster. Because that is the purpose of the technology, to make everything easier. And we have some employees that are very rigid. I would say that they don't really adjust easily and they can't adapt easily. So how do we manage such kind of employee? You can't say, okay, leave the company, because the employee is actually really good at his or her job, but they're finding it difficult to use some tools. It's really hard getting them along. How do we manage such employees?
Okay. So on that, I would say just coaching, really. Coaching. It's There's what we call a learning organization and an organizational learning, right? So for
Yeah.
that, if say an organization, let's say, would newly introduced a communication tool, people are new to this, right? So just either creating an FAQ where people can just read at their own convenience to see how to navigate this tool, or just organizing trainings that would aid their knowledge base in using the tool. So just being able to, it's a blend of both. Holding their hand when it's needed and then just providing the necessary resources to be able to bring them up to speed and not outrightly saying, oh, you phase them out of the system.
Right. Thank you so much, Alarinke. Please, do you have anything to say regarding that?
Okay, so like you rightly said, for such employees, I mean, you can't tell them to leave the organization because they're good at what they do. You just need to coach them, give them time. Give them time to learn it. At some point, they would adapt, they would adjust. At some point, they will. They wouldn't want to be left behind. That's just the truth. They wouldn't want to be left behind. So at some point, they're going to adjust to that thing. Just give them time, coach them, help them see the importance of whatever technology it is that you need them to learn, or whatever process it is that you need them to learn. Just help them see the importance and then give them time. Give them time. They will actually adjust.
Can we talk about changes in candidate expectation and how it affects the remote work trend now? Because everybody's going remote, and with this our Gen Z generation now, they don't want to be told what to do. They go with whatever they have in their head, and then there's remote work. Thanks to, I wouldn't say thanks, but thanks to COVID period that actually made brother into limelight. So how would you say that their expectations, how does it affect the remote work trend, in your opinion?
Okay, so how does it affect the work trend? So these days, yeah, everyone wants again flexibility. A lot of companies are finding it difficult adjusting to that. A lot of organizations are finding it difficult, but then they do not want to lose good hands as well. And they also want to attract very good hands as well. So it's not been easy. It's not been easy. I mean, like you said, the Gen Zs, a lot of them do not want to come into the
Yeah.
office. A lot of them want to work at their own time, right? So we learn to manage these people, give them the option of remote or the hybrid option. Like where I work, we have those who work remotely, fully remote. We have those who have the hybrid model. So they come on some days to the office and they work other days from home. We've been able to adapt, we've been able to adjust, and we're doing very fine. It's like, again, I said, it's not been easy. Other companies will try to, apart from my organization now, talking about other companies will try to poach candidates with these things, and then with also competitive salaries as well. You get, so imagine where they're giving you remotes and they're now giving you a very good salary as well. You're like, I'm not even going to be on the road. I'm in my house earning this well, and
Yeah.
let me go for it. So it's a very big challenge, but we are trying to, companies are learning to adjust because it's where we have found ourselves and there is nothing we can do about it. We can't say we're going to be rigid and stick to the old ways. We can't stick to them.
Yeah.
So we have to move with the times. Now, this is the time that we're in, so we have to learn to adjust and do what will work for everyone, really. Yeah. So that's it.
All right. Thank you, please. So, Olaronke, would you like to share some ideas as well?
Yeah, so on that, yes, that's an interesting discussion, right? So I would say regarding remote work, it's more around the kind of industry the organization works in. For example, those in manufacturing industry will require like a great deal of their staff base are fully on site. But then depending on the industry, my organization, our industry permits that we have that flexibility. We have distributed team members as well, some not based in Nigeria. Even for those that are based in Nigeria can work outside of Lagos, right? We have that flexibility. So just having tools that is able to accommodate this process, and also in the sense that the job description is developed in an inclusive manner to be able to attract different category of employees. And even when pitching the roles to potential employees, what is in it for them, right? What is in it for them other than the competitive salary in quotes? What else? Are the benefits listed? So for some people, they are able to maybe move to a fully on-site role if they have certain number of benefits. So developing job description, ensuring it's inclusive, avoiding gender bias words, right? So I was maybe taking a course on diversity and inclusion recently. And I found out that, oh, some kind of phrases are biased. Using it would either limit women from applying, would either limit maybe Gen Zs now. Maybe you say, oh, I have 10 years experience, and a Gen Z is wondering, where do I want to see 10 years experience? So avoiding restrictive words like that on the job description, ensuring the benefit is listed, right? Even when on saying I reach out to a candidate and said, okay, yeah, so you're paying me this, what else? What are the benefits? So listing the benefits, ensuring that even for like your employer branding, you're pushing out employee testimonials. People can see reasons why they want to join these organizations.
Thank you, Olaronke. I think that experience is more like a pandemic, because you want a young person with so much experience. I think that is another trend entirely that companies need to be aware of, that you cannot get, for a certain age group, you cannot get certain years of experience. So that is a key point that I'm actually keen on. And I feel like we should, as the whole of the country, should probably work on it and adjust that aspect in the workforce. Okay, so Olaroke, I would like to ask you that how your organizations, how have you adapted to these changes? How has the company adapted to these changes so far? The changes of technology, the use of AI, and the rest, with incorporating it into the work system, into the organizational system to, foster fast and ease of access to whatever the company is working on, to daily activities. How has your organization adapted to this change? Generally, the staff and the whole company.
Okay, so if I get your question, you're asking how AI has enhanced maybe people management. Is that correct? Hello, can anyone hear me? Okay,
Yes, yes, I can hear you.
all right. Yes, so I was clarifying the question. Is it around how AI has enhanced
Yeah,
people management?
yeah, technology in general. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So if you had asked me this question maybe pre-COVID, I would have said, "Oh, yeah, yeah." But after COVID, I also transitioned from like a fully on-site role to fully remote. Right. Before then, I would have thought, "Oh, managing people remotely wasn't possible." Right. So, but then moving to a fully remote role, having the necessary tools to be able to manage people who are not micromanaging, people who are taking ownership of their tasks. So having clarity in terms of performance expectation for employees so that they are self-driven. And for AI, I'll just say it has made make work more easy for me. So rather than racking my, can anyone hear me? Because TT's screen
Yes,
is kind of,
loud and clear. I can hear you.
yeah. Just to be sure. All right. So before now, I would say AI, I had to wrap my head around people initiatives. Oh, what should I post? How should I drive engagement today? But then going on AI now, okay, employee engagement initiative unique to Nigerian team members. Then it gives me suggestions. Then all I have to do is just to modify this, even in terms of like the policies that I have, how to develop inclusive policies. So it has better enhanced people management. I would say it has more benefits than disadvantages. I think TT is, maybe she dropped off.
Okay,
Okay.
she's back.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
All right.
Okay. So, Peace, would you like to add to that
Oh
from your
no,
own
she has said it
understanding?
all. She has said it all. Like you said, it's been great ever since the use of technology and all of that. And then you're able to manage employees very well with these technologies. Um, Again, you do not have to be in the same room with one person or with your employees before you know they're actually carrying out their jobs. Their technologies to
Yeah.
actually use to see to it that they're actually doing their jobs. Their technologies to bring your team members together in a meeting, collaborate, communicate. There are technologies that have been brought up that we have now, and it's just been working fine for everyone. It has really made things easy. It has made people management easy, trust me. It has. And the AI thing she talked about, you're not racking your brain on the kind of words to use when you're trying to develop policies or some other things. You can just go use ChatGPT or whatever and then just type and it gives you what it is you are requesting and you just fine tune it to whatever it is you want to use it for. And then you're good to go. Just makes it very easy. Technology has really been great for us. Yeah.
So, I would like to ask, what are some effective strategies you've implemented to attract top talent?
Okay. So for me, I would say one is using recruitment marketing strategies, right? Developing tactics around sourcing, identifying, attracting, and then hiring high performing team members. Before now, you could just have thought, oh, let me just put out a JD and that does it. No. But now, first is ensuring that the job description is developed in an inclusive manner, having a diversity statement. We've seen, according to research, that women are less likely to apply for roles, right? Having that statement, oh, all categories of people are encouraged to apply. Even if you don't meet 100% of this requirement, you're still encouraged to apply. So things like that on the job description, having the benefits listed, right? That's on the job description aspect. And even on the career page, ensuring that the career page is intuitive, it's the user experience is great.
Yeah.
Maybe when they're supposed to submit a resume, it's easy to use. Not all those forms, all those recruitment softwares that it asks you to upload resume and then you still have to impute. It's like a lot of work.
Yeah.
Like, why do you ask me to? So it should be such that either they upload the resume and then it's pulled from the back end, or they upload the resume and then it pre-populates and it's easy to send. ensuring that, or even like the career page has either employee testimonials or employee videos. I've had instances where I was conducting an interview and then I was asking out of curiosity, a candidate, how did you find out, or what interested you to apply for this role? And he said, oh, from your career page, I saw the employee video, their testimonials. So I felt, oh, the video I made is actually working. So things around that. It could be a video, it could just be a testimonial. It could even be things around third-party review application, the likes of Glassdoor. So every time Glassdoor is not mandatory, right? You could just tell employees to voluntarily put in their feedback, but only after you're sure that your employee experience is optimal. Because if you're not treating them well, definitely they'll push that out, right? So on Glassdoor, encouraging people to put comments. So once, most times I just tell, once I maybe try to add on, I say, oh, check us out on Glassdoor. Check us out on Glassdoor, because I know, oh, the reviews there are great, right? So you check those kind of things and encourage people to apply. And even managing candidate experience, right? Managing candidate experience, once a recruitment process is kickstarts, it shouldn't be one that has like 10 stages of interviews. 2, 3 stages, you're done, and you're also providing feedback to them when it's needed within the timeline. Not like, oh, you say you promised that, oh, within the end of the week you send, and then the candidate has to maybe follow up. I understand that there are instances where, oh, decisions take a while, but then ensuring that these candidates are put in the loop of the process. Oh, XYZ, this is why we haven't reached out. So I think there was a time that I saw some company say they paused the role. They paused the role. So they sent candidates that feedback that the reason why they hadn't communicated was because the role has been paused. So that is better than just sending a generic rejection email when you have not even interacted with the candidate. Or even times that you fill the role and then you still feel, oh, this candidate is a great to have, but for some reason we can't keep you, we can't bring you on board now. But then asking them, oh, for permission to keep the application in the pipeline, so that when you reach out to them in future, they can easily just, oh, they would respond, as opposed to maybe sending a rejection email and then say you want to re-engage them. They'll be wondering what is happening. So on that process, I would say marketing, managing candidate experience is really helpful in attracting talent.
Yeah, I would say that is a really great point that you've given us. Thank you so much, Olaronke. Please.
Okay, she has said it all. I mean, you should also have just talk about everything anyways. Strong employer brand, ensure that you showcase your company culture out there, your social media handles or pages, your websites, use employee testimonials, also offer competitive compensation and benefits. I mean, it will also attract top talents. Then your employees are also very good, or are also a good, let me use it that way, because the way you treat your employees will get out there, right? So if you do not treat them well, it's going to get out there. Even if they do not put it online, they will speak about it. So how is your company being spoken about by its employees when they're out there? You should think about that. You should ensure that they're well treated. You know, when they're out there, they are boasting, and there's this pride they take in being employees of the organization. And when they speak, other people listen and like, oh, I would love to work there. Now, even if they are not the ones, now someone mentions, oh, I was invited for an interview by so organization, XYZ organization, and then the person goes, oh, I've heard about the organization. I heard they're very good. I have a friend that works there, or my brother works there, and these are the things they do for them. These are the way they're treated. The company invests in employee development and all of that. I mean, who wouldn't want to come work with that organization when they know that they put their employees first? They would want to come there. So that's one way to attract top talent. Just invest in employee development, ensure that whatever is being said about your organization out there, employer branding is great, it's amazing. People have great things to say about the organization, promote its supportive workplace culture in the organization. And then, yeah, that's just it. In addition to what she has said.
Thank you so much, please. I would say that that is a great point. A good workspace, a good work culture is very important, not just for the organization, but for the employee, because a happy worker, a happy employee gives you a good result. Aside they being like an ambassador to the company, they give you good results because they are satisfied with what the company, the way they are being treated by the company. So it gives better results. And they can also even give access to great talent coming in, because some people might go to ask, okay, how is this company? Because they see that, okay, this person works here, to ask before they join. And if they don't give good review about the company probably they'll probably end up hiring bad talent, because some people are good during interview, then when they start working, it's a whole different strategy. So yeah, that is a really great point. Thank you, Pete. So please, can you share us a success story where a particular strategy made significant impact in your organization?
Success story. Okay, so let me talk about one. So in trying to, retain our employees with this jackpot syndrome, with this, moving from one organization to another, we came up with a particular strategy. I don't know if you know about this. This policy is called like the lead and the lag policy. So the lead policy is when you, at the beginning of the year, you look at what the pay structure would be like in your industry. You try to see what it's going to look like at the end of that year, right? You'd project or predict, let me put it that way. Very good prediction. See what it's going to be like at the end of that year. Then you try to match it. So it's difficult for other companies to poach your employees or your people. Then the lag is when you look at it, okay, what is it at the start of the year? Maybe the first quarter, oh, it's this, okay, you match it. And then the remaining months, your employees are just on that, other people are moving, and then they're just on that pay structure that you have given. So we looked at it and we decided to implement the leave policy. So that way it was difficult for people to move. So when you want to move, other companies were not offering what we were offering. I mean, we had something better. We had offered better. We had looked at it like, okay, at this point, this is what it's going to be. So we had matched that, and it was difficult to actually take anyone. It was difficult. So that way we were able to retain a lot of people in the organization, apart from those who had to leave for reasons that we couldn't say, no, don't leave. We just had to let them go. But we retained a whole lot. I would say we retained up to 90% of our employees that year. Yeah.
Wow. Oh, that's really interesting and nice. Thank you. So Olaronke, would you like to share with us a success story?
Yeah, definitely. Just like she said, I have tons of it, but yeah, I'll just share a couple. So I would say tracking recruitment metrics. So that has enhanced our time to fill, time to hire, and even just quality of hire. So before now, it's just used to be, oh, we hired XYZ, we couldn't really tell what was working. But for time to hire, I've been in the scene for 3+ years now. So year on year, I do measure, oh, okay, we filled this role at this particular time in the year. How many days did it take us to fill? What recruitment channels did we use? Oh, we used job boards. Oh, we had hunted. Oh, was it referral? Okay, how effective is our referral program? From those, just analyzing those reports. And even for quality of hire, last year we did 100%, we closed roles internally, right? We closed all roles internally. All roles are open up, we closed that internally, which meant that, oh, we didn't pay any agency fee. So that means that, oh, our recruitment game is on point. We're recruiting tech talent. Oh, we don't pay agency, we don't pay advertising costs. So that's really impressive with how hard to fill technical roles are. So I would say on the management side of things, so those are like the metrics I use when pitching to management. Oh, cost per hire. I even track cost per hire. year on year. Oh, we've had significant reduction in cost per hire, and okay, this is what is working. Oh, I think our mesh, we can improve on this, or we need to maybe pay for something different to enhance our hiring. So that is what I use when I'm pitching to management on our recruitment process. But for another thing that I did was launching our first recruitment event, right? So launch that, we were able to close 13 interns, software engineer interns. We closed that and we even just posted that on like our LinkedIn page. Oh, we're recruiting for this talent, and when we filled the role, we just we pitch that as well on this social media channel. You know how people say, oh, these companies have already found people, they just keep advertising. So I make sure to manage that expectation as in, oh, well, we're recruiting for this role. And then the time that it took us to fill the role, I think we had that on LinkedIn. Or, okay, we got maybe 10,000 applications, we cut it down to this, we've been able to close out 13 talents. And even when we had the recruitment events, just having employees maybe refer interns that they know would be a right fit for this role. And even in doing that, it's a two-part accomplishment, right? We're pitching the employer brand, and even for employees as well, they are getting engaged in that, referring talents, and they're interviewing people, and even for like campus recruitment, we aided that process. So those are like success stories that I have had. And in doing that as well, most time people think, oh, when you want to host a recruitment event, that's going to be a huge chunk of the budget, right? So how I just managed that, because that was it for me to being able to defend that. Okay, recruitment event. So what do you need? We just, oh yeah, we're remote first, so we have an office where we work out of. Okay, we don't want to rent, we can't rent space. We can't afford to go and rent or just go through the whole bureaucracy of maybe getting documentations or getting approval to maybe pitch in a university. So let's use the space that we currently have. Okay, for people that can't come in on site, we did that virtually. And all of this was done on Google Meet. And yes, we did accomplish the results that we wanted, right? So that is part of the success story.
Thank you so much, Olaronke. That was a great story. It was really insightful. Thank you. Okay, so now we've moved to the section where we open the chat box for our audience to ask questions, leave comments. So it's time for questions. If you have questions, comments, suggestions, please drop in the chat box, and we'll be reading it out to our speakers for respective answers. Okay, we have some questions here. So we are from Israel, Egbenuri. Israel says, how do we deal with the financial aspect? Funding is a serious challenge. Then coordination and controlling. Managing people is quite a high challenging issue.
Okay. On this question, I would need like, all right. On this question, further insight, I said I'll need further insight. No, I can see the question. I'm opening the chat as well. So
okay.
Financial aspect, what regard, right? So I will just cite some examples of free tools you can use maybe to just ensure that you're better managing funding. I had mentioned the example on the recruitment event where it was done virtually, and all you had to do was maybe pre-schedule these candidates, and then you just either get your talent or you don't, right? That's inexpensive. It's not. I have okay. So that's inexpensive. So financial aspect as well would be, oh, okay, there are free job boards that you could use to get talent. There are free job boards. There's LinkedIn. I know LinkedIn has been a bit strict now. Before now, you could post roles, free roles for like days, but now it's limited. So in sourcing, you could use free job boards, a number of free local job boards. But when it gets to like hiring tech talent, then it gets a bit dicey. Although I've not had to maybe pay to advertise this. So for tech talent, I would say using platforms like Well Found, that's free as well. You could use that in getting tech talent, right? And remote org, that's also free. You can use that in getting tech talent. For other aspect, I would say, okay, let me just speak on employee engagement bits. on this financial aspect. So I'm just answering based on presumption because I'm not quite clear on what the speaker is asking. So on employee engagement, I would say there are free games online that could be shared across the team. So for example, there's Kahoots where team members could just bond virtually. So at my place of work, we're remote first. So we have people that are not based in Nigeria. So I don't just organize on-site events. I do virtual events on a monthly basis. So we're having checking online games. We don't pay any subscription for these games that we play, but people relax, unwind, and then they have fun. So that is inexpensive. It's not costing the company anything. So, okay, then managing people. So on managing people, I would say just setting clear expectation, a clear expectation, and having like managers champion this. So before, let's say once a new joiner comes on board, the performance expectation should have been set. And there should be tools put in place to monitor this. It's not enough to just set expectation and not monitor. Oh, say the new joiner joins 30 days, 60 or 90 days, you could go back. Oh, okay, this is an informal performance review. How is this person doing? What do they need to improve upon? And then when it's the 6 months, then it's more formalized because you had already given them insight on what to improve upon at their 90-day mark. So how to manage people. So ensuring that the managers are adequately trained as well. Coach your managers. Well-coached managers are better at managing people. Ensure the managers know what is needed so that they can also just cascade that across their team. And just encouraging people to take ownership. We've gone past the age of micromanaging or always spelling out, do A, do B, do Z. So when people are clear on what needs to get done, then they own the process in getting things to do. And managing people as well. Set a disciplinary policy, right? So that they know what behaviors are encouraged, what behaviors are frowned at. So that is like a guiding principle. There should be policies in place so that people see these policies and work towards it. So I hope that answers your question, Israel.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Larunke, for that. Okay, so I'll be throwing this question at Steve. The next question, this is from Adekunle Benjamin. So it says, how will the great rehire impact geographical limitation in attracting top talent?
Okay. So, hi, Benjamin. So to answer your question, how will it impact? So again, thankfully, the times that we're in, we can now recruit from any location, anywhere. So you can have someone in the US work for an organization in Nigeria without the person having to come down here as an expatriate, right? You can have someone anywhere in any part of the world work with any organization in any part of the world. That is one good thing that has happened for us. So there are really no limitations right now in terms of having anybody work for you from any location. The only thing we'll look at is attracting those kind of people that you want to work with you. Again, it has to do with going out there, using LinkedIn, and using other what will I call it now? What's this word? Is this word I'm trying to use? To source for these people, right? I, for one, I try to use LinkedIn most of the time to search for people. So I type in the role. It gives me people from different locations. I go through their profiles to see if it's something that, if their profiles actually fit what I am looking for. And then I chat them up. Now, for those I cannot chat up immediately, I try to connect with them. And once they accept my connection, I tell them, okay, I would like to have a conversation. This is what I need. And if you're interested, I would like to have a conversation with you. And they go ahead, oh, yes. And, I try to set up a meeting. I have a conversation with these people. And then I say, okay, these are the people I'm looking for, or this is a person I'm looking at bringing on board. So that has made it easy. And the person is somewhere else working. I work with an IT organization, so we work from anywhere. Our IT guys work from any location. The person is there, somewhere else, working us. We're here in Nigeria, the person is somewhere else in another country working. But the main thing is that I have gotten that talent that I am looking for. So it has really helped. So it has really helped. So now we can get from any location. But the main thing is attracting that talent. Now, how do we attract this talent? One, I said go on LinkedIn, but then it's one thing to go on LinkedIn, it's another thing to have a good employer branding, like we talked about earlier. So if I go on LinkedIn and then my employer branding is bad or it's not out there, how do I attract these people? Again, so have your good employer branding. Again, like we talked about, compensation, right? Have the right compensation, offer the right compensation, look at what the industry is offering and try to benchmark it. Offer the right compensation, what would actually attract these top talents. Then look at other perks. Look at other perks. Okay, what are the other things apart from salaries that we can offer these people, right? They're not here with me in their location. What are these things that would be perks for them that we can offer to them and they'll be willing to join the organization? So offer such perks and then you're good to go. You're good to go. So yeah, again, it's thanks for these current times that we're in. We're able to attract or we're able to recruit from whatever location and have whatever, not whatever talent now, have anybody from any location work with us. Have anybody from any location work with us. But then again, you also have to work on your employer branding. How do you put yourself out there to attract these people? So if your organization should want to do that, you have to look at it. What can we do right to attract these people? Yes, we can have people from these countries, but how do we get them to work with us? Yes, we're coaching this person, but what do we offer this person to come join our organization? What are those things that would actually help to attract these people? So yeah, that's it actually.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Okay.
I don't know, Benjamin. I don't know if I answered if that's what you were trying to ask.
Please give a thumbs up if you understand the answers. Give thumbs up, reactions. You can clap for our speakers. Give them thumbs up. They are doing a great job enlightening us. Okay, so we have Jane. Jane says, "Thank you for the session," and she wants to know, how do you navigate a workspace where the management is not willing to make use of AI for work efficiency, not necessarily due to cost? Since the traditional way is working, why change it? What would you advise the HR in this environment? Olaruke, would you like to answer that?
Okay, so on this, saying making use of AI, yeah, I understand that AI enhances work efficiency and all. So what I would just, every HR needs leadership buy-in. You can't just do things without approval, right? What I can just say to this would be, have two reports if you do have the time. Do, let's say, for example, it's on employee engagement. You could have what you do traditionally and what you can do with AI, right? And now maybe have a comparison of like the outputs. Just share with management after, to look through and say, oh, okay, maybe from that they could see the potential benefits if there's been any value add. Maybe you're currently performing at say 70%. With AI, you could get to 90%. So not necessarily saying, oh, getting approval, getting their buy-in first, right, before pushing in any initiative. So what I would just recommend to be done on this would be follow through with what is already approved, and then maybe just have another report that shows how efficient the reports can be with AI. So that's what you can do in that environment. But yes, good one that you are also like up to speed on what is in the market, right, regarding AI. So just have those through report and show to management. That's what I can say in that regard.
Right. Thank you so much, Larunke. I would also like to say that, with the evolving of technology, AI is actually the use of AI and other technological tools is very necessary. Not because, aside the fact that the work is done, even if you're not adapting to whatever this trend is, either ways the work gets done. But know that these tools also make the work faster. So that is a point that can be brought to the HR that, these things make things faster. So instead of spending a whole day on a particular project or task, I can do it in 1 hour, I can do it in 2 hours, in 30 minutes, it makes everything faster and quick, easier. So that is one advantage that I leverage on, that it makes things faster. Even though on the other side, you don't get to, sometimes they say that it doesn't give you the chance to think anymore, because you have tools and resources to use. But either ways, I mean, it gets the work done quick and fast and perfect. And if you know how to use it well, it is also a way of you learning as well. You know how to use it very well. You use it in a way that, makes the work almost close to perfect. So yes, I would love to add that as well. I think we have come to the end of this question and answer session. And our next session is the prize slide presentation, sorry, by our guest speaker, Peace Emelike. So she'll be presenting a slide and she'll walk us through the slide.
Okay, give me a moment, please. Okay. So, can you see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Okay. Hi again. So everything here is what, sorry, just trying to give me a moment. So everything here is what we've actually talked about, but I'll just run through them again. Okay, so the World Bank has estimated that Nigeria loses over 4 billion annually due to brain drain. I mean, we all know what the brain drain is. Our people leaving, traveling to other countries, tired of the country, Nigeria, saying they're looking for greener pastures, looking for places that will be better for them, their families, and all of that. So there's serious brain drain in every sector in the country. The health sector, the IT sector, every sector basically. There's this brain drain, the financial sector as well. Everyone is trying to jack back and leave. So it's been estimated that we lose 4 billion annually due to this brain drain. Because I mean, brain drain also affects productivity. That as an organization, it also affects. So 40% slower innovation, a study by Lagos Business School suggests that brain drain can lead to a 40% slowdown in national innovation rates. Now, when we have our people leave, who are those that would, carry out the innovations and all of that? They take their intelligence and everything to other countries, and then where they feel they'll be useful or they will be more useful, and then it affects us, and then it leaves us behind as a country. And then when you have other nations moving forward in terms of technology and innovation, it's like we're just behind because we have the people who would have helped out and contributed to our innovation, we have them leaving the country. Then 50% unfilled skilled positions. A 2024 report by PwC Nigeria indicates that over 50% of skilled positions in key sectors like technology and engineering remain unfilled. So yeah, again, our good hands are leaving the organization or leaving the country. So it's difficult to get people and to fill these positions. It's difficult for you to get the right fit. So there are people, but getting the right people, that's where we have the problem. So we have a lot of unfilled, skilled positions. You need skilled hands. So they are not entry levels. You need skilled hands. They're not intern levels or trainee levels. You need skilled hands for those positions. And the country is struggling, or these sectors are struggling to get the right fit for these roles. Understanding the Great Rehire. What is the Great Rehire? A global phenomenon following the COVID-19 pandemic where employees are reevaluating their careers and employers are aggressively refilling open positions. Understanding the Great Rehire. Why is it happening? Reassessment of priorities. Employees seek work-life balance and purpose-driven work. So like we talked about, they seek flexibility, right? Work-life balance. They want the kind of job that would give them that peace of mind, and at the same time, they're able to achieve something. They want to be able to have that flexible remote style or work model where they're working from home, and if they have to come to the office, it doesn't have to be every day, right? They're able to spend time at home with their family while also delivering on the task that they need to deliver on. Remote work opportunities, increased flexibility, empowers location-independent careers. We talked about the remote work and being able to get people from any geographic location. Have someone in US work for an organization here in Nigeria, have someone here in Nigeria work for an organization in UK, and all of that. The rise of the gig economy, alternative work arrangements offer new possibilities. Skill shortages, competition for talent is fierce due to a limited pool of qualified workers. So we talked about that. We have our skilled people who have left the country, and now it's difficult to actually get the right fit for those skilled roles. Baby boomer retirement wave, experienced professionals are leaving the workforce, creating gaps to fill. Now let's talk about our health sector, where we have the retirement age, right? You have doctors who have gotten to the retirement age, they retire. Now you have the younger doctors who are leaving the country. So who are the doctors that will attend to us when we go to the hospital? Who are the nurses that will attend to us when we go to the hospital, right? Because you also have the nurses leaving. I mean, UK would open their doors and say, oh, we're recruiting nurses, and you see all of them flooding the UK. Canada just opened theirs now and called the care worker, right? Now, before I can become a care worker, I have to go through that process. But a nurse already has the idea, already has the experience, and the nurse would run because they're giving them the option, they're giving them the distance, not an option now because it's fixed. PR, you come there, you have your PR. So it's like, I don't have to go through the process of being in the pool and all of that. You know, with my experience, I move over there and I get my PR. So these people are leaving. Now the older ones are retiring. So who are the people that will attend to us in the hospitals and in other organizations or in other sectors? So it's a problem. How has the job market changed? Rise of remote work. Technology facilitates location-independent work options. We've talked about technology today. It has really helped. We're able to manage employees effectively from anywhere. We're able to manage them. I mean, Olaronke talked about how she's been able to manage her team members effectively, and it's been working for her. She has seen a lot of technologies that have been able to help her manage her team effectively. Emphasis on work-life balance, like we talked about. Employees prioritize flexible work schedules and mental health. These days we hear, oh, my mental health, you know, please, it's messing with my mental health. I mean, everybody is all about mental health now. Everybody wants to be sane, especially our Gen Z. So, and it's more than they feel like they're going crazy. Please, 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 please. I just want to be fine. It's messing with my mental health. So now employers have to look for ways to balance that, so that it doesn't look like their employees are being overwhelmed, right? So you have to give in to what they need or what they're asking for, whilst also ensuring that they are also giving back to you as an organization. Then upskilling. Sorry, I want to minimize this. Okay, can you still see my screen, please?
Yes.
Can you see my screen? Okay. Upskilling and reskilling programs, continuous learning is valued by employers and employees. So employees have to find ways to upskill and reskill. So when they find out that they are being, will I call it redundant, they have to upskill. Now, employers also try to help their employees upskill, especially in this age of technology. You actually have to help them. You know, when you find out, oh, this technology is what is helping organizations, you also have to join. You have to join the moving train. You cannot be left behind as an organization. So you have to help your employees upskill, continuous learning, find out, make research. What is the in thing? What is the new thing? What is the new technology? What is driving success in industries? So you have to find out and implement these things and help your employees as well. Increased focus on benefits and well-being. Competitive compensation packages and benefits are crucial. So you have to look at it. Oh, in my industry, what is the pay structure like? You have to look at matching such or benchmarking such pay structures to ensure that your employees are okay, right? To ensure that they're well compensated and they're not looking at leaving. Importance of company culture. A positive work environment attracts and retains talents. So how is your work environment? Is it toxic? Is it toxic? Is it comfortable for them? Is it where they enjoy being or they do not want to be there, either remotely or on site? Is your work environment, is your organization, do you guys promote positivity, right? Is it a fun place to be, or is it a place that would easily tire your employees? You also have to look at that. So challenges in the Great Rehire, challenges for employers. What are employers facing in the Great Rehire in these times? What are they facing? A lot of employers are having issues with attracting and retaining top talent in a competitive market. We talked about that. So when you think you have gotten a top talent, right? And then the next organization is offering something better. And then top talent now tells you, oh, I'm sorry, I'll be declining your offer, right? So they have more to offer apart from salary. I mean, they have good salaries to offer, and then they have other perks to offer as well. So you have to look at that, or an organization has to look at that to ensure that they have what it takes to attract and retain top talent, so that they're not losing this talent to competitors. Also adapting to more remote or hybrid workforce model. Some organizations are still strict. I mean, we'll talk about the healthcare organization. I used to work in the healthcare sector, but we had to look at ways to put this. You know, when you have clients coming in, you need to be there to attend to them. You cannot attend to them remotely. But of course, we also had to look at our employees. How do we give them this balance? I mean, they were getting tired having to come into the office every day. And you know, for the healthcare, it's not Monday to Friday. You also have the weekends. The only thing is that they work remotely. I'm sorry, they do shifts. I mean, the only thing is that they run shifts. But then again, what about those who do not run shifts? We do not just have the nurses or the doctors or the lab technicians or the lab scientists. We also have the front desk. We also have the client service department. We also have the HR. We also have the sales. We have the marketing department. We have operations. We have all of them. So those who do not run shifts and do not have off days, how do we manage them? So we had to come up with something and say, okay, you know what, let's do the hybrid thing. We cannot do fully remote, of course, but let's do hybrid. So you have for the client service and for other departments, you have someone on ground whilst the other person is working from home. So you change it that way. So, okay, today I work from home. Tomorrow you work from home. Or twice a week, Monday, Tuesday, I work from home. For you, Thursday, Friday, you work from home. So we did it that way so that we used Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday for those who we gave 2 days, because I mean, not everybody could have twice a week to work from home, right? Some people, it was just once a week, but even that once a week, we had to look at Mondays and Fridays so that they had like long weekends. Do you understand? So when they go home, they have like long weekends. They're able to stay. For those who would have to come over the weekend, we found ways, like the client service, we found ways to manage them and also give them the hybrid model. So that was something we implemented. Now, managing a potentially more mobile and less loyal workforce. Employees these days are not loyal again. They want to go to the next big thing sometimes. So how are you able to manage this people? They are moving. They're always here and there. Now you see someone, you invite someone for an interview. You look, once you put it out there, you see CVs. You now see this person spent 6 months here, spent 3 months here, spent this there. You even get to meet with this person. You find that this person is knowledgeable, but the person keeps hopping from one place to another. So they are not loyal again. Now, how do you manage people like that? It's a great challenge for organizations, right? For employers. Now, addressing the skill gap or skills gap through targeted training programs. Employers have to look at targeted training programs to help their employees. Now, you see their skill gaps. How do you help to close those gaps? So you have to look at training programs to help yourself as an employer and also help your employees, because whatever you invest in them comes back to the organization. So you have your return on investment, right? It comes back. Whatever they have learned, they bring back into the organization. So you have to address those gaps and see how you can bring up or find trainings to help with those gaps. Opportunities in the Great Rehire, the opportunities for employers, assessing a wider pool of talent through remote work options. We cannot overemphasize that. Now we have ways, we're able to get people from different locations. We have a wider pool and all that, but then it's again about getting the right people. We have a wider pool, but then getting the right fit for the roles is another thing. So building a more diverse and inclusive workforce. So you're not strict, you're not rigid when it comes to your workforce. You have diverse workforce. You have people from different tribes, people from different countries, races, and all of that work with you. You're not saying, oh, I just want Nigerians alone, or oh, I just want I'm a Yoruba person. I just want Yorubas in my company. I just want Igbos, or I just want Hausas. You have to build a more diverse workforce. And also make your employees feel included, right? Make them feel like they belong. Employees do not want to feel like they are just strangers in the organizations. They want to feel like I'm in the family. They want to feel like they're included in everything. They want to feel like they belong in that particular organization. Fostering innovation and creativity with fresh perspectives. So we have great minds, we have bright minds, right? Who are ready to do things. They're ready to come up with ideas and all of that. Now, do not say, oh, it is only what we have brought that should work. Listen to them, right? Listen to these great minds. Let them talk. They have different perspectives, fresh perspectives. Oh, this is what we have noticed. I think if we come from this angle, we'll be able to achieve this. I think if we do this, we'll be able to get this. Just do it. Foster innovation and all of that. Improving employee satisfaction and reducing turnover. So you look at it, what are their needs? What do they want? Are they happy? Are they satisfied? Are they okay? Ask questions, carry out surveys, try to find out from your employees, engage them. Engage them. Are they happy? Are they satisfied? Do they feel accomplished in your organization, or do they feel like they're not being seen, they're not being heard? Do they feel like they want to move and all of that? That way, once you're able to find all of this out, you know if they're happy, and then if your turnover rate is going to be reduced, or if they want more, and if your turnover rate is going to increase if they are leaving. Then building a strong employer brand, we talked about that attracts top talent. So how do you put your brand out there? When people see or hear about your organization, what comes to mind? So what kind of picture have you painted about your organization that people have in mind? So organizations have to build that very strong brand that can help them attract top talents. So attracting top talent in 2024, what do the top talents want? What do they want today in this time? What do they want? They want competitive compensation and benefit packages. Salary, they want very good salaries. Of course, for whatever work they're putting in, they want to be well paid. They do not want to feel underpaid. They want to feel like they are well paid for the jobs they are doing. Health insurance, they want to feel like that they matter, or the organization is concerned about their health. In my organization, we have interns, we have trainees, we have the remote people, fully remote, we have the hybrid, but everyone has that health insurance. Everyone is covered under the organization's health insurance. We do not look at it that, because you are remote, you're not coming to the office, take care of your health, we're paying you. You're not using your salary for any other thing. You're not fueling your car to come to work or something. You have enough money to take care of yourself health-wise. No, we've ensured that everyone is under the organization's health insurance. Remote, intern, trainee, whatever, or whoever, they are all under that health insurance. Then paid time off, the leave and all that. Then also overtime, which we include here. Overtime, so when an employee has worked beyond the work hours and all of that, or has to come to work, or has to work on days like public holidays, do we have overtime for them? Do we have things like this in place? That is what they want. I want to be paid for my time, is what they will tell you. So they will ask you, okay, when you're interviewing them, they'll ask you, okay, do you have overtime? If I have to work beyond our agreed time, am I going to be paid for it? So organizations have to look at ways to put that in place as well. Then other perks, other things, that can help them, or that can help the organization attract these people. Meaningful work and career growth opportunities. They want a sense of purpose and a path for advancement. They do not want to feel like they're stagnant. They do not want to feel like they're just on one spot, they're not moving. So you have to create that career path for them. Let them see it, that, okay, I will be able to grow. The company has me in mind. The company has put a well-structured career path for me, right? They won't feel like they're growing. It's not like, I've been on one role for 2 years or one position, earning the same salary. And it's one thing to earn higher salaries on one position, on one spot. It's another thing to actually grow. Not just your salary increasing, you're actually growing career-wise. So they also want that. They do not just want, let my salary keep increasing while I'm on this spot. No, they also want to grow. So organizations have to look at that. Create clear career paths for them. Let them see and understand. Then positive and engaging company culture, collaboration, respect, and a sense of belonging. Organizations have to always promote that. They always have to promote that respect, collaboration, teamwork, let your employees not feel left out. Let them feel like we belong here. Let them have that sense of belonging. They spend more time with you than they spend with their families. A lot of times, employees actually spend more time with you. So let them feel like it's home away from home, right? It's family away from family. Let them feel like they belong to a family. Let them have that sense of belonging. Let them feel respected. Do not talk down on your employees. Do not make them feel less of themselves. Let them feel respected. Then work-life balance and flexibility, remote work options, we've talked about them, flexible work schedules and support for personal well-being should also be in place because that's what they want. That's what they look at these days. Opportunities for learning and development, investing in employee skills and knowledge. So they look at it, what is in it for me apart from the salaries, apart from the flexible work schedules, what else do you have for me? Are you concerned about my growth? Are you concerned about my learning and development, both professional development and personal development? Is the organization concerned? So organizations need to put this in place. How do we invest in our employees? How do we help them grow professionally and personally? So we have to look at that as organizations. Okay, so crafting compelling job ads and employer branding strategies. Now, when you're crafting compelling job ads, some people will just put job ads there and you look at it, you're not even attracted. Once you look at the job ad, you're like, nah, this is not for me. I don't want to be here. They make it very strict and, you know, it now looks like, no, it's like, oh, we want this. They just make it very uncomfortable for you. Once you look at the job ad, you just, nah, I don't think I want to work here. It's like you can already see the organization from the job ad. You can already sense what the organization is about or what they are like by seeing the job ad. So you focus on clarity, make the job description less ambiguous and more clear, right? Just go straight to the point. Make it more clear. Let them understand this is what we are looking for. These are the skills we need. This is what the job entails. Do you understand? Let it be clear. Not when they now come for, you now invite them for interviews and then you're now saying, but that wasn't stated in the job ad. Oh, that wasn't stated. They now start hearing something different from what you have put out there. So make it more clear for them. So once they see it, they understand and they know, okay, is this something for me or is it not something for me? Highlight your company culture, showcase what makes your company special to work with. State it there. Oh, this is what it is, flexible work arrangements, subsidized transportation, lunch. You see some job ads like that. Oh, lunch 3 times a week. Or, you know, they just put things like this out there. These are things that make them special. These are things that attract people like other people or candidates. Now, use clear and concise language, avoid jargon, and make it easy. Some people want to use very great English like that, you know. Just break it down, make it simple. Make it simple. You don't have to be William Shakespeare when doing your job ads. Make it very simple. Once they see it, they understand the English that is there. Showcase growth opportunities. Talk about your growth opportunities, right? Talk about the career path in your job ad and all that. Just talk about everything within the organization, the career path you have, how they will grow, the plan for them. Just, you know, just at least highlight it. Talk about, you don't have to talk about everything, but let them have an idea. Let them have an idea, just put it there. Then quantify achievement, use data to showcase the impact of the role. So you can talk about achievement, what the organization has achieved in terms of that role or, you know, other achievements. Just use data to show that when they go and research, they can actually find that. When they go to research, they can actually see that, oh, yes, they have actually achieved this, or whoever was in that role or is currently in that role has achieved this, or this team actually achieved this. Retention strategies for the long term. Building a positive and engaging company culture. Foster open communication and collaboration. Recognize and celebrate employee achievements. Encourage teamwork and build a strong sense of community. Provide opportunities for social interaction and team building. Invest in employee well-being initiatives, personal and professional development. We've talked about all of these things. Make them feel like they belong. Always celebrate them. Milestones, celebrate. Make them feel special. They've achieved something, celebrate. You know, don't just lock up and say, oh, that's for you. Celebrate them. Let them feel loved. Let them feel like, yes. Let them know they have achieved something and it is good. You understand? If it's birthday, celebrate. Foster collaboration between teams, cross-team members, and, you know, communication and all of that. So I'm just trying to be fast. Retention strategies for long-term, competitive compensation and benefit packages. Conduct regular salary benchmarking to stay competitive in the market. So do not stay redundant when it comes to your salary or your pay structure. Always check, okay, what is obtainable in the industry right now when it comes to salary? Benchmark, meet up with that. Do not be left behind. Do not use the lag policy where you probably say, oh, at the beginning of the year, like I talked about earlier, at the beginning of the year, you say, oh, this is what is obtainable right now, and that's what you do. And then the year goes, people move, pay structures grow, but you're still on that. So your employee probably at the beginning of the year you increase the salary to a certain amount, and then they're on that throughout. Meanwhile, organizations are moving. Offer a comprehensive benefits package that include health insurance, paid time off, retirement savings. Talked about that. Consider offering additional perks like flexible work arrangement, educational stipends, and wellness programs. Be transparent about compensation and benefits during recruitment process. Say it the way it is. Say it the way it is. Let them not get into the system and discover that you did not tell them this. They see something else. Meanwhile, you have, made it look like, oh, this is how it is. And then they come in and they see it's something entirely different and not something they would want. Retention strategies, providing opportunities for professional development and career growth, offer training programs to help employees develop new skills and knowledge, provide opportunities for mentorship and coaching. I know Olarinke talked about that. Encourage employees to participate in conferences and workshops. There they get to meet people like minds, they get to learn from them. Support employees in pursuing professional certifications. Create clear career paths with opportunities for advancement. We've talked about all of this. Recognizing and rewarding employee achievement. Provide opportunities for peer-to-peer recognition. Offer personalized rewards and recognition programs. When they achieve something, if it's a badge, give it. Sometimes everything is not about a bonus in terms of money. Sometimes it can be feedback. Sometimes it can be a badge to say, well done, you achieved this, you achieved that. We have intrinsic and extrinsic awards or rewards. You can always make them feel special. Let them feel special and let them know that you recognize or you see what they do. Do you understand? Celebrate milestones and team accomplishments. When they've accomplished something, celebrate them. When they have done as individuals and as teams, celebrate them. And yeah. Then, okay, that's it. Any questions? Do you have any questions for me? Okay, can anyone hear me?
Yes, please. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much for that great presentation. That was really insightful. Thank you. Okay, so I would like to ask the audience, if you have questions, if you have suggestions, if you want to, also share your own personal experience in the organization as regards the topic, please, I will encourage us to do that so that we can share insights and experiences. So Miriam says, thank you for the presentation. So we're having feedback from our audience. Kemi says, very insightful presentation. We are glad that it was quite insightful and everyone really enjoyed the process. Awesome stuff. That is from Nkechi. Thank you. So, Ugu Unne Naya Ugu. I don't know if I pronounced that correctly.
Nina, yeah.
Yeah, it says this is quite insightful. Thanks to the organizers and the speakers too. Adekule says, well done, please. Daisy says, thank you for putting this together. It's been a great session. Thank you guys for the wonderful feedback. Thank you all so much. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, I would like to say a special thank you to our guest speakers, Peace Emelike and Olaronke Blaze, for this amazing session. Thank you so much. And thank you all to our audience for joining us today for the Great Rehire Strategies to Attract and Retain Top Talent in a Competitive Market. We hope you found, we hope you found this session insightful and valuable. So as we close this webinar, we would like you to reimagine how we approach talent acquisition and retention. It's time to rethink outside the box. So let's begin to think outside the box and do things differently. The trend, there are improvements every day. Even the smartphone you are using gives you updates every other day. So we need to, bring in these new ideas into our organization to help the talent acquisition process and retention process in our organization, and also help build a work culture that attracts and retain the best talent. So, we should all take a moment to reflect on what we have learned today and how we can apply it to our own organization. You can share your takeaways as well with your colleagues, and let's continue to, you can also share on your social media as well to, this is what we've learned today. Give insights to people on everything you've learned. We have LinkedIn, people are used to Twitter, Instagram. We give insights. Oh, this is what I learned today. And, thank you so much to our speakers once again for sharing their expertise, and to our audience for your engagement. Say a big thank you. Such an amazing team. And we have come to the end of our event. Okay, before we do that, I have some comments here by our audience. Would the recordings be shared? Yes, an email will be sent to our audience after this session on information on, I think a recording will be shared to everyone's email here. Okay, so yeah, how often do you hold this webinar? We have our next one. Thanks for that question, Kemi. So we have our next webinar on the 11th of July, 2024. So we'll be HRS for Africa, will be partnering with ICS Outsourcing, and the theme for the webinar is value-based leadership, which is going to be very insightful. We are all aiming from employer. I'm sure everyone wants to do a thing or the other by themselves. Start aside, a lot of people aside corporate work, they have work they're doing on the side as well. So this is a session that will be very insightful. So the theme is value-based leadership. So let's all endeavor to, be present, and you will get to learn a lot from it. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And we have officially come to the end of this session, the webinar. Thank you all. I'll see you all on the 11th of July. Next month, this same time session will be hold on. Thank you all, and have a lovely day. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye, family. Bye. Have a good day.
Thanks.
Bye.